Hi there, folks. I'm meteorologist Anthony J. here with America's Weather Streaming Channel, updating our friends, especially in Florida, on the tropical weather because we do have a tropical disturbance we've been tracking, and I'm going to update you on that as of late in the afternoon on Thursday. This is where the tropical wave is. You can see it. It is moving along towards the west, about over the Turks and Caicos, or getting very close to there, and also moving in the general direction of Cuba. But that's the one area that we are watching. That's the disturbance that we think will become Tropical Storm Debby by the weekend. The National Hurricane Center, you can see this is their tropical weather outlook, and if you mouse over this, they'll show you, they go into a little discussion and say there's a 30% chance of this forming in the next 48 hours. That was their 2 o'clock update. So between then and Saturday, they give a 30%. That is almost surely going to go up, and formation in 7 days, 70%. I think we're looking 90% or more by now. Now, I'll show you what's going on. I'm going to switch sources here and show you our radar Omega, and you can see the satellite there. But here's another view, thanks to our friends at Radar Omega providing these wonderful weather data services. There is the system right there. It stands out. Again, it's right about very near the Turks and Caicos. It almost looks like a tropical storm, but it's only a tropical wave right now. And right now, this is, if you want to talk about distance, the center of this storm, I'm going to show you where it is here. That's where, well, there's no center per se yet, but approximately where it is to Miami. And you're about now just under 600 miles if you're in Miami from the disturbance. Now, I want to point out that we are not saying that it's going to head for Miami. In fact, it's more likely to head more in this direction over the next couple days. That's going to take it over Cuba. And that's one good thing because that is going to likely inhibit much more of its development, and it's going to delay it becoming a tropical storm or even a hurricane. So that's some good news in that it's not going to be any big rush to intensify. Now, our future cast, I'll show a few models quickly here. This is the American model, with showing the L, that's the system here, maybe a tropical depression by Saturday morning at 8 a.m., and advancing this. This is taking it actually more north. By later Saturday, it could be a tropical storm, and it could be near you, according to this model, if you're in Naples or even Tampa, Sarasota. So keep that in mind. This is just one possible solution with the model taking it up like this, over Florida and then off the coast by Monday. Another model is the Icon model, and it's very similar to start. So Saturday morning, 8 a.m., you could be getting some good rain down the Florida Keys and across areas of southern Florida. It will be a rather wet day potentially for you. Saturday could even be some flooding, but I don't expect any real strong winds for you, say in Miami or Homestead. The Keys, keep an eye on that. You could get some gusts to tropical storm force there if you're there on Saturday. So keep that in mind. And the ocean is going to start to get a little rough. As we go through time here, this model shows the storm moving into the eastern Gulf. This is 2 p.m. on Sunday. And it has a due west about of Clearwater. And some of those bands, the right side of the storm, could be impacting you. So the changes here, if you're on the west coast of Florida, there's a possibility you could have tropical storm conditions anywhere from maybe as far south as Naples, but especially up the coast there to Sarasota, Tampa, and for, say, near Cedar Key, this model has the storm actually moving over you, making landfall overnight Sunday night or early Monday morning. And that's the area that was hit by Hurricane Idalia last August. The projections are not as intense. That was a major hurricane. But Cedar Key could be a possible point of landfall Sunday night. So that's another possibility. One more model I'll show you here. This is a hurricane model showing the storm over Cuba Saturday morning. It takes it west and northwest. Some feeder bands, again, over you in the Florida Keys later Saturday. It takes the storm farther offshore. And here it is by 2 p.m. Sunday. Not too much different from that other model, the last one, the Icon. But it is a little bit farther offshore, so the rain bands are just barely getting to you, maybe there in Bradenton and Clearwater Beach. And then as we go through the day, you could get some of those gusty showers on the east side of that storm in Tampa Bay. And then this model, what it is showing is a landfall farthest west. It has the storm coming in Apalachicola by early Monday morning as a hurricane. This would be a Category 2 hurricane hitting the Florida Panhandle early Monday morning. That's just a possibility. So that's where it's looking right now. We think the likelihood is that it's going to be the western peninsula of Florida or the Panhandle that sees the greatest effects. Lesser effects across southeastern Florida, say from near Miami up to about Palm Beach and say Jupiter. And here are the tracks from those models. You can just another display here. You can see they range from way out here to fairly close to the coast. And in the intensity, that's the other thing in the forecast. You saw that one model had it becoming a hurricane and hitting Apalachicola. All the models here that are basically showing either a strong tropical storm or a hurricane by sometime. It could, one model has it being a hurricane as soon as Saturday night. Most of them keep it just under hurricane intensity. So we're going to be fine-tuning that as we go through time. So the bottom line is what to expect. Debby likely to form tropical storm this weekend. Rain chances definitely increasing. Future paths still a little bit uncertain, and it could become a hurricane. And the potential for flooding is definitely real wherever the storm crosses over. Now, here's a look at the American model. This is a rainfall map. And again, I wouldn't look at these numbers and take these seriously, except maybe it is honing in on this part of Florida here where the storm track will go. You'll get more rain in Tampa and Sarasota, but by no means are we looking at these kind of numbers for you in the Panhandle if the storm goes up in your direction. And across northern Florida, Orlando, Daytona, Jacksonville, also some heavy rainfall is a good possibility. The National Weather Service, they issue this excessive rainfall outlook, and beginning Saturday, they start to have you there in the low-level possibility, marginal in central and southern Florida on Saturday. So you could have some localized flooding there Saturday, in addition to whatever thunderstorms you might still be dealing with. And then it raises up to a yellow area for western Florida this is Sunday, and then Monday as well. We think the storm is going to kind of linger over Florida, and we think it's less likely that it's just going to kind of disappear. We think it's going to kind of we'll be dealing with it into early next week. So find us on Twitter, X here, America's Weather Streaming Channel, posting updates there. On Facebook, we are also, of course, updating here. This is our Florida page. We have a main page as well. You can find us. And on YouTube, you go on YouTube, you'll find all our videos. And we have a live weather streaming channel, 24/7 channel, just debuted now for Northwest Kansas. And Weather Valet is our app. You can go on your phone and you can find us there as well. So have a safe weekend, everybody. Stay tuned with the forecast, and we'll have more coming up.